Hi, my name's Julia. I'm 24 years old. I'm a licensed cosmetologist in the state of PA, and I'm going to be opening my own nail salon with no business experience, no college degree, and virtually no help. If you're interested in seeing my journey from start to finish and figuring it out with me, then stay tuned. Also, follow me on all of my socials, which will be posted down below. Like and subscribe, and let's do this thing together. Just to give you guys a little bit of background on myself, I'm 24 years old. I went to 2 years of college at Millersville University. I went there for 2 years, and while I was there, I basically BS'd the entire time. I switched my major about 6 times, and I just didn't know what I was doing. And after 2 years of working hard but still not knowing what I was doing, also I was there just to keep it 100% real. I wasn't really just working hard. I was also partying and like just meeting people, doing the typical college stuff. I kind of got lost on my way, and after the 2-year marker and I was going to go back for my 3rd year, that summer I had decided that maybe this just wasn't for me, along with some help from my dad and my stepmom, who basically was just telling me, like, Julia, what are you doing? You're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, and this is really not just what you want to do. So I would say that leaving college was probably the hardest decision, one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my entire life. It was like that pivotal moment between, is this something that I'm courageous enough to walk away from and really take this leap of faith in doing something I really love and I'm passionate about but is not a sure thing, or do I want to stay here and do something that I'm miserable and have no clue what I'm doing, just keep on throwing away thousands and thousands of dollars every year. So, being myself the way that I am, I decided just to take the leap of faith and to leave school, which now looking back was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I was sad to leave school just because I, had to leave my friends, and I was like really living up my college experience, but I was there for all the wrong reasons. And then, so after that, I had left, and then right after I left, I pretty much immediately enrolled in cosmetology school. I went to Empire Beauty School in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And while I was there, if you're interested in beauty school, that's great. I just want to give you a little background on what you should and probably shouldn't expect. While I was there, I felt like you did learn the basics. It didn't really set you up for a whole bunch of success right out of the gate. That's really a lot of what you have to learn when you're actually in it and in the real world. But it did set me up with a little bit of knowledge as to what I'm going to do when I'm out in the real world. So after about 10.5 months of going to school full time, I finally graduated and became a licensed cosmetologist in the state of Pennsylvania. I was so happy. Woo woo. I was really ecstatic to be doing something that I really wanted to do. And my career was off. While I was in school, I made friends with somebody there who ended up being able to get me a job at a chain salon in Philadelphia that happened to be like right down the street from where I went to beauty school. And that was really cool just because, I'm sorry, I'm like picking at stuff that's like right in front of me. Because I always have to be doing something with my hands. Anyway, so I ended up going to work for this woman that I knew through a friend of mine. Her mom actually managed a chain salon, and that was kind of my first job as a stylist. And while I was there, I learned a lot. I learned a lot about customer service. I learned a lot about You know, just like how to handle being in that environment. And yeah, and I just knew it was not for me. Like, I knew that working for a chain salon, or working for a corporate salon, as they would call it, like that's kind of what those like chain salons are called, like call them corporate salons. Like, they're just not for me. I feel like they're not for me because it just requires too much like hovering over you at all times, and there's really not much room for growth. And even when you do grow within the company, everything's very micromanaged, and there is not really room to make a whole bunch of money and really like set yourself up for success independently. So I had to leave the company just because I felt like I wasn't really growing there. And there's also like a lot of like petty drama that I just wasn't with, because I'm just not like, it's not with the shits. But anyway, so I ended up leaving there after about a year. Yeah, I want to say like a year. And then I worked at like my first like higher end salon. I won't even say like it was a high end salon. It was just like a higher end salon compared to like where I was at. And that was in Center City, Philadelphia. And if you work in Center City, or you know about Center City, then you kind of know the crowd that you're dealing with. You're kind of dealing with like the upper echelon crowd, or you know, like the higher economical, I don't know how to say, like higher, the, I don't want to say it like that, like, you know, like the higher society people, I guess you want to say. I don't know, the more bourgeois. Oh god. Anyway, so I worked there at like a salon there. While I was there, I worked there for about a year, year and a half-ish. I don't remember the exact dates. I guess I'd have to look at my resume to be able to tell you that. But while I was there, again, kind of the same situation. It was not a corporate salon. This was a private salon. But I did grow my clientele very quickly there. That was a lot different from corporate salon. That's one thing that I can say. So basically while I was there, I was able to really grow my clientele quickly based on my coloring skills, which was really cool to see, because where I previously came from, I was really just doing like men's cuts, and that's where I kind of like felt lost in these corporate salons. Is like, you always have to do men's cuts because they're like quick, and that like men just come to these corporate salons because they're just like quick and fast and they're cheap, and you know, like, and I'm not downing anybody that works in corporate salons. I'm just saying, like, for me, that just wasn't for me. But yeah, so like working at this place in Center City, it was really cool to kind of see like my skill set growing and my clientele growing based on my skill set. And I was able to like start building my clientele around what I specialized in, which was color. And after about, I would say about a year, I was kind of just becoming very, I was kind of plateauing, like, creatively. I was also plateauing, like, just in the area of not really being able to grow to my fullest potential. There's also not really a lot of room to move up within the company, just because they were having financial issues, and also there was like a lot of clickiness within management, and if you were not within the clique, or you were not like their type of person, you were not able to really like move up within the company. So, you know, I'm more of like a very like outspoken, strong-willed person, and I'm very polite and mannerly towards my customers and my clients, but when it comes to the people that I work with, I guess I'm just like, you know, not really with the clickiness, and because of that, that hindered me from being able to grow within the company. Unfortunately, when you work in salons, it's like very cliquey, and if you're not a part of it, then you like can't really, not all salons I guess, but just like the ones that I was a part of, you weren't really like a part of the clique, then there wasn't much room for growth. So I had to leave. I didn't have to leave, but I decided that it probably just wasn't, the move for me anymore. And also, I did feel like I had gotten to a certain point where, you know, my clientele had grown enough that I could kind of like start going off on my own. So I kind of just like went off on my own, started freelancing. And, you know, while I was freelancing, I also started working for a bridal agency. And that kind of kept me busy as well. And that is like what I currently do. So I freelance and I still work for a bridal agency that keeps me very busy. And on top of that, now I am looking to open this salon. This is the next step in my career. This is something that I hope that sets me up for the rest of my life. And this is probably one of the scariest moments of my life, but I feel like I've been talking about it for a long time, and I feel like it's time to set it into action. I'm turning 25 this year. I know that sounds really young for a lot of people, and a lot of people think that I'm really young to be doing this, but I feel like if you start younger, then you'll be able to retire earlier. But for me, I'm not thinking about retirement at this point. I feel like I want to work till, you know, as long as I can while I'm healthy, and I just really want to set myself up for success. I also want to set my family up for success. That's really important to me. And if there's any way that I can do that, this is how I want to do it. And I'm really, really passionate about this. I just want to say, as a disclaimer, I'm doing this video, this first video, to give you a little bit of background about myself, to kind of let you know where I came from, let you know my educational background, my work background, to kind of let you know what you're getting yourself into. But this was just a little bit of an introduction video. And I hope you guys will indulge me and join me on this journey. I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera. My foot is on my tripod and it's like shaking it as I'm doing all this thing because I talk with my hands because I'm annoying. So this is going to be a docu-series of me opening this business from start to finish. And I'm not saying that I know how long it will take. And I'm not saying that I know when it will be over or how many videos it will take to get to that point. But I'm just saying that you will be with me every step of the way because I'm terrified and I'm excited. But also when I was looking up videos on how to open a nail salon, all I saw are videos of people sitting in front of the camera like this saying, oh, well, all it takes is dedication and courage and this and that, but nobody really wants to get to the nitty-gritty with people and tell them, you know, how much of a bitch it is to create a business plan, or how much of a hassle it is to get a business loan, or, you know, like get down to the really nitty-gritty of opening a business. And that is what I'm here for. I am going to tell you the truth and the reality of the situation because, honey, it is not pretty and it's not going to be fun all the time, and it is going to be hard work. But if you want to see how I do it and you want to join me, then watch and stay along for the ride. And like, subscribe, comment, follow me on all my social medias. I will post them down below. And I hope you guys like this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. And I will see you in the next video. Yeah. Bye.